Well, good morning. This is Gary Tedrow with Verity Mortgage. Thank you for joining us today. A real treat for me. I actually have asked Stacy Maglio with Highgarden Real Estate to join us. And so here we are, last 2 weeks of December. Some real estate agents, Stacy, I'm telling you right now, they've already cut out. They've already taken their their calendar, and it's all focused on Christmas right now. And so, all the agents that I'm talking with, the networking that I'm involved in, my motto for December has been keep the foot on the gas, push to the end. In fact, I had a conversation with my processor this morning about Christmas Eve and taking off. I said, we're taking off Christmas Eve. Don't we have something to process? And she's like, well,
take a break because everyone's
so you do have to have some breaks. But I'm like, she says, you reminded me, technically it is a company holiday. But anyway, keeping that foot on the gas, and a lot of agents, as you know, have already started to focus on Christmas and next year's business, and they're going to potentially miss an opportunity. So what are your thoughts on that? Should you be?
Well, I mean, just in my experience, just this weekend, the business is out there. Buyers are out there strong. They're looking. They're just looking, and they're serious. So especially if they're looking when it's cold. So yes. So, but I've had the experience. Yeah. I've had the experience of like taking my foot off the pedal, and then my first quarter not doing so well. So I've learned from experience that now is not the time to put the brakes on. So.
And you're right. I think the cold weather, the 7 inches of snow we got here in Indiana this week is a pretty good indicator of a serious buyer. If they're willing to go out in this cold and this snow, then they're obviously still serious, and they're not kicking the tires, as we would say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the business we want, the serious buyer or seller or whatever. But they're out there, and they're still looking.
Very good, very good. All right. Well, just so people watching this get a little bit of an idea, tell us a little bit about you, your background. I know you've not always been in real estate, so take a few minutes, tell us about your background, and then that'll just be a good place to start.
All right. Well, I have a bachelor's degree in graphic design and marketing, and I worked at a mortgage company in their corporate marketing department for over 4 years, and we did everything from promoting different loan programs to branding the company as a whole. I think the last numbers when I worked at a mortgage company, I think they had like 150 branch offices nationwide. So it was a pretty big mortgage company. And then from there, I worked in commercial real estate and did the same thing with corporate marketing. So in any kind of print marketing, web marketing, so I had my hand in all of it. So.
All right, very good. So I'm making an assumption here. The marketing background could be very beneficial to listings out there, those people wanting to sell their home. So you can speak to that, obviously. But.
I mean, I work with buyers. I know what they're looking for. So when I do have a seller, I know how to present the home. My last listing, I did some light staging, and I was there when the photographer was there, and I moved around things that I knew wouldn't look the greatest for pictures. And, we had an accepted offer in 4 days, and I think the pictures and my online marketing through Facebook and LinkedIn really helped, honestly.
So how long ago did you make the transition from marketing to full-time real estate agent?
I've been a full-time real estate agent for 3 years. And before that, I was a stay-at-home mom. So, and then, I was in marketing for probably 7+ years.
Okay. All right. So 3 years in the business, and I know you just recently made the change to where you're at now, and I'm sure that's wasn't an easy decision for you, but nonetheless, you made that. So 2020 will be somewhat, I guess, a fresh start for you at the new place, because you haven't been there that long where you're at right now.
I started at Highgarden in May. So, and I'm seeing the benefits of the switch already. So, just this weekend, writing 3 offers and, it's just, I'm already seeing the benefits of it. So I should have a really good, strong start to the first quarter.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just go back, and you said 3 offers the last weekend before Christmas with snow and ice, and so you're definitely keeping your foot on the gas. That's for sure. So
I was working all weekend.
Good for you. Good for you. All right. Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk today a little bit about where we were at 2019, the market that in the housing industry, and then get a little bit of a perspective going into 2020, and then wrap it up with some tips, I guess, for both people wanting to sell their homes in 2020, but then also some buyers. So if we could look back for a little bit over the last 12 months now, 2019, I guess overall a good year compared to the numbers of 2018. Everything I'm seeing from NAR, or National Association of Realtors, showed that 19 was stronger than 18. And I looked again this morning to refresh myself, and it was every market. It was the North, the South, the West, the Midwest. So every market was up a little bit over last year, but yet it still seemed difficult for buyers to find that house. So talk to us about that just a little bit. What made 2019 difficult?
Well, like you insinuated, buyers were getting really frustrated this year. They got frustrated because some buyers have been looking for over a year, and they might be a little pickier than some other buyers, but still, they are getting very frustrated with the whole process, and they're seeing the home prices go up, and then not being able to find exactly what they're looking for. So, and managing that frustration, is a part of our job, to give them some hope, like it will happen, But I did see a lot of buyers kind of just fall off and say, hey, we're going to take a break, because it can be overwhelming and just very frustrating.
Yeah. When you're, you look at 5 homes, and every home, it's like a competition, having to go above list price. And that's interesting. I did have some buyers, I had them pre-qualified. They went out, looked at a few homes, kept getting outbid, and, you're right. They did just say, hey, time out. We want to do something else this summer. We don't want to spend all summer, trying to out everybody else.
And then I would schedule the showings, and then right before I would go to them, they'd be like, oh, we have an accepted offer. And then I would have to call the buyer, and they'd be like, okay. So that was frustrating too, because, they would be ready to go look at it, and it would already be gone. So, but, it's just managing expectations. I try to let buyers know it's still a seller's market, especially at certain price points, and kind of give them a heads up that if they see that home that they really like, they need to get out and see it as soon as possible.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So here's the, do you have a crystal ball over there, 2020? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Any changes?
Well, just based on this weekend, I'm going to say it's still going to be a really strong market in 2020. Don't hold me to it. I'm not a psychic, but it just seems like it's going to be, another great year, another strong year, because, I still have buyers in the pipeline that didn't find things last year. So I still know that I have people in the pipeline still looking. So now sellers, we're still having an inventory issue. There still is low inventory.
Right.
So I'm hoping January 1, some sellers are going to start calling agents to list their home, because, they are in holiday mode now, sellers. So, but once the holiday is over with, the phones do start ringing January 1. I'm hoping a lot more than last year, so that we don't have, the inventory issue as much.
Well, I've already, like you were saying, had some offers over the weekend, and us too. We had some offers come in, the last over, Sunday night, last night, and then the morning as well. And so, those will be closing in January. So then things are looking good. And then the builder market, I mean, that was something that we hadn't seen for a while here, at least in central Indiana. It's really come on strong in the last, couple of years, 18, and then even more so in 19. A lot of buyers are like, hey, if we're going to have to compete against everybody else and keep getting outbid, well, then we'll just go look at a new home. And so, so that's definitely a market and the builders, they've needed it. It's been really tough for them for quite a while. And so they've had the last 2 years pretty strong there. Have you seen that? Have you been writing a lot of new build offers? Or?
I really wish, and maybe, in 2020, I don't see it, but I really hope that, builders will start making more affordable homes. Like we really need more builders that are in the first time home buyer, price range. It's, it's really tough. Like especially in Hamilton County, a lot of the builders are here, but they only build in like the 300s, the 400s, that sort of thing. So I'm really hoping that we'll see more affordable new home builds, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
not to throw out any names or anything like that, but I do notice, several years ago, probably I'm going to say, oh my God, I'm going to date myself here, maybe 10 years ago, there were a lot of, like you said, first-time home buyers. So there were those starter homes, I guess you would call them, getting in at the 120, 140, 160 market. Have you even heard, is there anybody out there looking at doing that? Because I think you're right, that would be huge. Some of these, instead of everything being north of 300.
Yeah, Hamilton County, it's not, viable. Hancock County might be a little bit, and then up farther north. But yeah, I'm not seeing it, but I hope. I think last time I looked, it was like maybe low twos, for a new build. Okay. Just depends on, but it depends on upgrades too. Everything's an upgrade, so.
Right. Yeah, there you go. So, okay, so 2020, we don't know. We're just hoping that we see a little stronger inventory, I guess, for our buyers and so forth. The economy obviously is doing great. Depending on which news channel or news outlet you're listening to, wages have been increasing. It's not just the top 1% that are doing well, but, wages across the board in different categories, everything seems to be going up. So going into 2020, I'm with you. I see some real positive outlooks for the business. I know here personally, my business was up higher than it's ever been. We had a very large increase percentage-wise in production this year. And so got great momentum going into 2020, really looking at that way.
Well, and rates, as long as the rates stay low, that helps there tremendously. So, you saw it. You had a lot of refis too, right?
We did, yeah. This last quarter, we, finished well and had several refis, which is unusual for us because we are predominantly a purchase shop. When you have people calling you, and their past clients, hey, can we refi you? Well, obviously, we're not going to tell them no. So, yeah. So anyway, all right. So then from I want to tap in here just a little bit to your marketing background. So 2020, somebody wants to sell their house and put it on the market, and they call Stacy Maglio with Highgarden Realty.
Yay.
Some of the I guess strategies, some of the tips. Now, unless these are like top secret and you don't want to share everything, but what are some of the benefits of having somebody like you with your background in the marketing list their home as to an agent maybe that doesn't have that marketing background?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I do light staging, and I'm there for the professional photography that I pay for myself because I know it is such a great value, because I want to say 100% of your buyers are going to be looking online. So if the pictures aren't great, it's not going to invite people to come see your home. So the more people that go see your home, the more chance you're going to have more offers and higher offers. So those are two things that are extremely important. But in my marketing background, not only is that important, but social media has become really important too. I mean, getting as many eyes on that home as possible, because you never know, because someone might see it and they might know someone who might be interested in it. So, and this last listing I had, I held an open house that first weekend, and people were saying that they found out about the open house from Facebook. So, and usually I get, I saw it on Zillow or whatever, but to have them say, I saw it on Facebook, from my ad, that's huge. So that's another thing. I advertise on social media. I pay for that as well. So I make sure that the home is in tip-top shape. It's ready for photography. The photography is awesome. And then I promote it through all the social media channels, websites, all of that. So so exposure is key. Sure.
Okay. All right. Very good. And then the buyers, how have you helped the buyers, I guess? Does your marketing background play into helping buyers at all, or is that more toward the listing side?
It's probably more tailored towards the listing side. But I mean, they do get my experience with the buyers, knowing, is this home, definitely I run like comparative market analysis, run comps, and make sure it's priced right. And then, I'm going into homes so I can compare, this home needs a little work, maybe it's not the one for you, depending on what their needs are. If they need move-in ready, and if it's priced too high, that sort of thing, I help them out with that. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to move my screen because I think I have like the sun.
Yeah. So now, when you mentioned the professional photography and so forth, and I'll be honest, I'll get on, whether it's or one of the other agent sites or whatever, and I'll start going through and looking at pictures. And do you find yourself kind of having to coach your clients that, I think the house is better than maybe these pictures would indicate. Let's go ahead and go and see that, because not everybody out there is hiring professional photography, and what that old adage, picture's worth 1,000 words. So you ever find yourself wanting, let's go ahead and take a look at it, even though what you're seeing is funny?
Yeah, and because everybody wants everything to look pretty, on the pictures. So, but buyers, might skim through homes that don't have that professional photography, and the lights are turned out, it's dark, it doesn't look very inviting. So, I go through, I copy myself on all the emails that I have an automated system send out that fit their criteria. And if I see something that's like in a neighborhood that they're looking at, or just in that perfect area, it's, got, the number of bedrooms they need and bathrooms, I'm like, hey, this one we might want to check out. It might look better than what it looks like online. So yeah, I do keep an eye out for homes that, they might skip over.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I appreciate your time today, and then looking back at 2019 and then 2020. Anything you'd like to add or share before we let you go and write some more contracts here with Christmas?
Yeah, I might be taking these next couple of days off, but I think 2020 is going to be a really great year. No one has that magic ball, that to predict, but just all indicators, indicate that it's going to be a good home buying and selling year. Just can't. I don't see it, dropping off suddenly, but as long as rates stay low and inventory, if it climbs up a little bit, it might, help, those buyers that have been struggling to find that perfect home. So, and there's no perfect home, but you can get close to it.
All righty. And then real quick before I let you go, you also head up a networking group I heard about on Tuesday mornings. So obviously, are there any key players in that you're looking for? Because we never know who's going to watch this recording or who's going to share it with who. And there may be somebody out there that, 2020, especially January, everybody's thinking about their business and, networking and those types of things. So is there any key players that you were looking for in your networking group?
Yeah, it is industry exclusive. So, I mean, we definitely would love, an attorney, like an estate attorney. I think a life insurance agent would be awesome. General contractors, handymen, home inspectors. I don't want to limit it. I mean,
Right.
definitely call and see if a spot's been filled. But it's a great group. I think we're very supportive of one another. We give each other marketing ideas. We support each other by going to each other's events. It's not just referrals, even though referrals are awesome and amazing, but it's just a really great, fun group. And I think we're down to earth and, just willing to help one another out. So if anyone's interested, definitely contact you or I. So.
And shameless plug here, January 17th, I'm having an event here at my office in Fortville entitled Planning Your Best Year Ever. So if you certainly like to invite you to that, and if you know any other agents out there that want to, take a fresh look at 2020 and how to build and grow your business, certainly that's January. Honestly, I think January is a little late to be looking at 2020, but
second quarter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, so thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to you and your family. Keep foot on the gas, finish strong,
Yeah.
and you have a good day.
I plan on it. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.